How you doing, Big Cat?
I'm doing pretty good. Welcome to another venue, another filming
We're
venue.
changing it up this season. We're trying different stuff. You know, we have pillows. It's pretty cool.
I'm a North Side refugee.
Yeah.
First world problems.
Did we explain it last time?
I believe we did.
No.
But if you're just tuning in to this ep, which is ep 2 of our scripted series.
Welcome to the Thunderbutts podcast.
That's right.
Yes.
Which,
Ada's making a cameo.
We got a special cute dog appearance
Hi,
right
Ada.
here. You gonna come on in? You gonna come on in, or you're gonna just stare?
She'll be popping in and out of the frame.
but to recap, why we're no longer in the studio is, unfortunately, my home was flooded by the unfortunate mistake of a contractor.
It is
in the unit
unfortunate.
above me.
So here we are. Last week we were in the Austin neighborhood of Chicago.
That's right.
And today we are in Logan Square. So we're bouncing all over the place. As you know, on the Thunderbutts podcast, we do a different thing every season. And this season, we are reading the script to feature films that we love and talking about the difference between the finished product and the script that we found online.
That's right.
What are we reading today?
Well, episode 1 we did what did we do? Episode 1?
This is episode
3. We're on episode 3.
We are just killing it right
now.
now.
Time flies when you're with friends.
Sure does, buddy. This is episode 3. Episode 1, we did Rush Hour.
We did Rush Hour.
Episode 2, we did Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
And what are we talking about today, Neil?
Today we are talking about a classic, Ocean's 11.
Ugh, love that fucking film.
But not the original Rat Pack.
Not the Rat Pack one, the good one.
We're doing the one from...
Did he say that? I did say that. Listen, we're trying something different this week, too. The first 2 weeks, we both read it and talked about it. This time, only one of us read it. Ooh.
Boop, boop.
Wow.
Boop,
Neil actually read something, and I'm going to talk about the things that he read, and I have no idea how the script went. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Well, first off, the first 2 episodes we did Rush Hour and Tropic Thunder, and those scripts were... Well, Rush Hour was vastly different.
Not even a comedy.
Essentially a completely different script.
Yeah.
And thank God they didn't make that
movie. Dude, they punched that movie the fuck up.
Then Tropic Thunder was the
pretty close.
The skeleton was certainly there.
Yeah, they did some major rewrites, I think, in a good way, obviously. But yeah, essentially, it's not like we were reading it was different, but not like a lot of the choices they made sense. Right?
Exactly.
In fact, I don't think there was a choice that I didn't understand. But
no, it was good. All the punch-ups were good.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of those punch-ups were obviously because of cast.
I feel like we're very close.
This time around,
in proximity to each other. Don't do that. I knew you'd do some weird shit.
This time around, this script was actually very similar to the movie. There were some minor differences here and there, which
that's exciting.
Which I'll definitely highlight.
Yeah,
but
tell us about it.
As far as the so the movie came out in 2001.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
What a time! 25 years ago.
Banger of a movie.
Yeah,
I grew up thinking that it was like based on a book, but turns out there was a book that came out with the Rat Pack movie.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like a promotional thing or some shit.
So the original Rat Pack movie came out in 1960, and it had, Dean Martin, all
Sinatra. It wasn't
Sinatra,
yeah, the whole Rat Pack.
all the Rat Pack folks. So this time around, it's completely modernized. The setting is still the same as the original movie. It takes place in Las Vegas, and the director of the film was Steven Soderbergh. The guy who wrote the script was a guy named Ted Griffin, who is responsible he's written a lot of screenplays.
Sure.
He's got some notable ones as well. His bigger stuff, I would say, probably happened in after 2010. But this was the one that certainly put him on the map. To where he was like highly sought after to either write or adapt, scripts from something and from something else.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, he cut his teeth on this one.
Yeah, and the script for this and then what you see on screen, very similar. If you haven't seen Ocean's 11, it's probably kind of problem. If you like movies,
were you about to say it's problematic?
I don't know why you haven't seen Ocean's 11.
Oh, it's a problem if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look, it's a banger of a movie. It's I don't know.
The cast is jacked.
I will say, if you haven't seen Ocean's 11, or just a way to quickly recap, or just the elevator pitch of what Ocean's 11 is, it is one. I would say it is one of the definitive heist movies.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like a fun. It's a fun heist movie. Anyway, welcome back from that slight cut break.
Slight jump cut there.
Slight jump cut because of a dog.
Of a dog. Might see a few more of those, but yeah, it is one of the definitive heist movies. In fact, it's named Ocean's 11 because there's 11 people in the crew. And what I do know about this script, because I'm a big fan of this movie and I've watched it a fuck ton of times, and I've seen the special features and shit like that. One reason why the script might have been so good is because they were building off of all the mistakes that they made in the original Ocean's 11, they were trying to avoid, essentially. Because the original Ocean's 11, it was a good premise, but it ended up kind of just being a fucking rollout for more music from the Rat Pack.
Pretty much. It was almost a promotional movie for later hits.
Yeah, and it was also look, it's hard to. There's 11 people in the main cast, and that's not even the love interest or the bad guy, right? So we're talking about 13 main characters that you have to introduce, fall in love with, follow around, know who they are, things like that. And I haven't seen the original Ocean's 11, but everything I've heard is that it kind of fell flat on a lot of that. So
yeah, I mean I've seen it. So actually, one thing that was changed when they did make this movie is because the original movies in the 1960s is they were thinking they were going to do this movie in black and white.
Oh,
and Soderbergh was like, no.
Yeah, that was a good call.
We are not going to do that.
Yeah.
Which was a good call. And I will say this movie is dope because it makes being a criminal so cool.
Oh, dude, it's so sexy. So I rewatched it for this, and hi, Ada. I rewatched it for this, and one thing that I noted, which is I think it's part of the appeal for sure. Well, one big part of the appeal is most of them are A-list actors. Right?
Yeah,
we got Bernie Mac, Brad Pitt, George Clooney, so many, right? But also I'm
Scott Caan,
Casey Affleck, yeah. But dude gets out of jail and immediately is jumping on flights. They're wearing fancy suit, different fancy suits from scene to scene. And when they recruit Saul and stuff, he's like, "Come on, man, we got box seats." You know what I mean? They're blowing money.
These are proper classy criminals.
They're classy criminals.
This
it's kind of oh no, they it's not they're broke people,
No. And essentially what they're doing in the heist is they are, they're doing a B&E. They're breaking and entering, right?
They're breaking, yeah.
This isn't some technologically set. I mean, it is. They did tech it up, to make it.
They got a tech guy,
modern, right? They got a tech guy.
They got a demo guy.
This isn't your bank heist movie where there's nobody gets killed in the movie. There's no extreme violence.
Yeah.
There's no police car chases.
It's like Vegas. It's like high roller Vegas humor.
Yeah,
right?
and it's entertaining. Yeah. It's one of the few. I can only really think it's this movie. And then when I watched Gone in 60 Seconds as a kid, I was like, maybe going into the career of stealing cars might be not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's glamorous. It was definitely glamorous. One thing is the setup in the movie is he's like, oh, you're trying to knock down a casino. And I remember being so young, how are they going to knock over a whole casino? That's a term for robbing it, ripping them up. But he was like, no, I'm going to knock over 3 casinos.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa. But it turns out all those casinos are connected and they all go to one vault. So they are knocking over 3 casinos, but they're robbing one vault.
Well, they treat the thing with Ocean's 11 is they treat it like the team is essentially a a company with a investor backer, right?
Sure.
So it's sort of this like
Ruben.
Yeah, these are like corporate criminals in a way. Like
sure.
they have an investment. They set, in the movie they have they set up a way for them to train on like mock setup so they can do it. Like it's a very classy way to do crime.
It is it's a very classy way to do crime. I mean, you got to do that. I mean, you got to do that in Vegas, I guess. They definitely showed the fuck up.
Well, going back to the script.
Yeah. Tell us about the script. How was the script?
If we want to talk right out the gate,
hit us with it.
The opening of the movie. The opening of the movie, you see main character Danny Ocean, who's played by George Clooney.
Yep.
And he's in a parole meeting.
Yep.
Right. He's in prison, and he's in prison for theft.
Because he's a thief.
And they're pretty much assessing. He's in this parole meeting, and they're like, why are you here? And he explains that he fell into some bad habits, and he was going through a divorce, and that's what caused him to act out, is what he said.
Sure.
And then the parole board is like, you were implicated but never charged in like 3 dozen other things.
And he was like, why would you even bring that up then?
Well, he pretty much was just like, I believe the key word there is I was never charged.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is just like the whole setup, which is in the script as well.
Yeah.
And we see it in the movies, essentially establishing this character. It's like, oh, this is a professional criminal.
Sure. Yeah.
And he is certainly he's in the movie, he's probably like in his 40s, is my guess.
Yeah.
Or playing a character in his 40s.
Yeah.
I think that's probably about the age of what George Clooney was at the time.
Yeah.
As well.
I would think so. Yeah.
And so it's established away.
This is post George Clooney.
Yeah. I mean,
it's when he was in and then he did some other stuff, and now he's in this.
Now he's no longer an ER surgeon.
He's not a doctor in
Yeah. I mean, but I
watched the
it's
anyway.
It's definitely like they've established, and they did a good job in the script right away, where this is going to be a heist movie, but this isn't your typical, we're a bunch of jewelry thieves or bank robbers.
We're upscale. We're upscale thieves. Yeah.
Yeah, we're upscale.
They have okay.
These thieves don't need guns,
but they have all these like terminologies, like, oh yeah, we're gonna need like a fucking Cindy Crockett and a fucking
yeah. So that's
how long they've been in the game.
That's a good point. So so the language that they created amongst this world of thieves is in the script as well.
Okay, and
they say that they drop these words where it's when Danny Ocean gets out of jail, and the first thing he does is he goes to meet his friend, who's
Rusty,
the other main character, Rusty, right, who's played by BP, Brad Pitt, right, who is super hot at that point in time,
sure, yeah,
physically and just in regard to movies, because he was a big star. That wasn't too long after Fight Club came out.
I mean they were both. I mean there was like in the film they did like an ironic thing where it was like when Rusty, Brad Pitt's character, is teaching the celebrities how to play cards, and they're all leaving the club, and like the paparazzi rush what's his Topher Grace.
Yeah, Topher Grace.
And like Brad Pitt and George Clooney like walk right by, no one cares. Yeah. That was like a nod to the fact like these guys are super famous.
These guys are way incredibly famous than these, because that
it was Josh, what the fuck is his name?
It was like people from that dude from like Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, it was Dawson's Creek and that 70s show like walked out and they're like Topher.
Yeah, these like TV sitcom stars.
Yeah, they were all like sitcom level.
They're actually like, which back then there was a huge.
They were hot back then.
Well, there was a huge difference between a movie star and a TV.
That is
star.
True. This is before streaming. It was a big deal.
There was a huge deal, especially in regard to like just paychecks.
In fact, it was like you go to TV and then you break into film for a lot of people. That's what fucking George Clooney did when he was on
That's exactly right.
But so that opening scene with the parole board, was that longer in the script?
No, it was pretty succinct to where.
Oh, okay.
In terms of like amount of pages to screen time.
Okay, because I heard that they cut that down and like made it better or some shit. But maybe.
I mean, maybe nitpicky.
Oh, okay.
Like I didn't see too many. I mean, there's obviously the dialogue isn't exact.
So one thing that is who directed Soderbergh?
Soderbergh was the director.
Soderbergh. So one thing, well, I don't know whose decision it was. One thing that happened in the movie was a lot of times, well, the transition from scene to scene was always sick, and so a lot of times it would be like someone would answer a question and like they would make a face, and then the next scene would answer the question. So I forget the question that they asked Danny Ocean at the end of the Pearl Board, but he was like, if you're released, what are you gonna do? And he's kind of just like. And then, like, it cuts to him.
And then it cuts to him going.
Yeah, it cuts to him going. And that happens all like throughout the whole film.
Like,
so I don't know if that was scripted.
He meets Rusty, and it's intentional in the script. Like, he meets Rusty before he makes the phone call to his parole officer.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, and he's like, no, I'm not leaving the state.
Yeah,
he left the state.
Yeah,
no, I'm not. No, I haven't been drinking.
He's been drinking,
type deal. But yeah, I mean, so they establish it right away that this is going to be like a classy sort of heist movie, and
so classy.
Like the rating, I believe it was a PG rating too.
Oh,
it was not PG-13.
Oh, okay.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was PG. Which you see a lot of. If we want to talk like a comparable like heist movie that people think about, they're going to think Heat, right?
Sure.
Hard R.
Oh yeah, Heat. There's a hard R in Heat.
Yeah, that's a hard R. No, not a hard R.
Like, damn.
No, not that hard R.
It's been a while since I've seen Heat.
No, but like Heat is a professional robbery movie, but there's quite a bit of violence and quite a bit of language in it as well.
Sure. Not suitable for all audiences.
But
right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I guess they don't curse that much in Ocean's 11. It's just a bunch of fancy people walk around being like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the initial setup in the movie is to essentially show, the professionalism of like these guys. These guys don't have other careers.
Sure.
Their career
they are
is
criminals.
Like being a part of a team. They're robbing, generally call it location robbing. They rob locations. They don't necessarily like rob people.
Yeah, they're not doing snatch and grabs.
No, and they're not doing things like,
well, except for Matt Damon. He's pickpocketing people on the L.
Right, but there's a story with him though, because
he's a nepo criminal.
Yeah, he's a nepo criminal.
Right.
Yeah, which is in the script as well.
He's trying to make his own way. He's like, no, I'm going to rob people on the L instead.
Yeah, so it's funny that you bring up Matt Damon's character, because like his character in the script is when they're going through when George Clooney, Danny Ocean goes to Rusty, played by Brad Pitt. He's like, we need to put together this crack team of people, and we need to get the A squad of criminals to knock over this thing, because this is going to be a 9-figure take for everybody involved.
Ooh.
Right? Like everybody.
It's 3 casinos.
Yeah, everybody's getting, everybody's getting 9 figs.
Sure.
And Matt Damon originally in the script, his name is Linus. He was a referral from another guy, like, oh, we should find him, which they go to Chicago for, and
that's where Linus is at.
And George Clooney sees him, and he's just pickpocketing. He's feeling up stockbrokers, right, for his like paychecks, right. And they were like, well, you've been like highly recommended by this guy that they've obviously worked with before, and he's just like, yeah, fathers will do that, and and they're like, oh, your father following in your dad's footsteps. The thing that's different is his character was actually supposed to be more like, in the script, his character was supposed to be a lot more like the character that he eventually played in the next movies, which he was like more nervous and he was always asking for like, oh, hey, can you help me with this, or can you give me some career advice on this and stuff like that. Whereas in this movie, his character's like kind of cocky and like arrogant, like, oh, why do I have to be here? And there's a scene in the movie where like Ruben's just like, oh, okay. They're all at the house like waiting, to have Ruben's the investor, right? Bankrolling this job, and like Ruben has the initial meeting and he invites everybody in the house after they recruit the team. And Matt Damon's character is sitting outside. And he's like, "Oh, how was your flight? Oh, it was good. You're from Chicago. You're Richie Cunningham's kid, you know."
Yeah, and like get the fuck in the house. Yeah.
Now get the fuck in the house.
Yeah,
you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like
that's in the movie.
Yeah, that's in the movie. So he actually morphed into more of his scripted character in the sequels.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but they just were like, you know what? Like when he was doing it, he was like Matt Damon, you know, also who had, you know, Matt Damon as an actor came off on a tear in the 90s.
Yeah. He was,
right.
Yeah, that's what there was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of fucking big names in this movie.
But he like it was hard for him to be this like you like him playing sort of the character that was scripted for him was like kind of difficult for him at the time.
Oh, I see.
Type deal. Because you got to remember he was in like Private Ryan. You know, he was in.
You're saying he was more nervous in the sequel, like in the script?
So that was the original plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got a little lost on what was the film and what was the script in your description.
Yeah, the film, he was like
I knew you were like explaining the film, but I thought you were talking about the script just now.
Yeah, in the film, he was more like, "Put me in, coach. Why am I just stuck on surveillance? I should be doing
Sure.
You know, and they're like, "No, you got to walk before, or you got to
right. But in the script, what was he like?
He was more like, not like he was very clearly like a JV player.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if I would call him cocky in the film. Like, I would definitely like eager, you know, like he's trying to.
Yeah, maybe that's more.
He's trying to prove himself, sort of thing. But he's definitely playing like second or third fiddle, sort of thing. And it's almost like they're like forcing him and gotta walk before he can crawl. I do, yeah. And the sequels, yeah, like they definitely like put him down with like the whole Lost in Translation, all that stuff, and like you know stuff like that. But I also think there's just nuance to like dealing with that many big names and also like all those different characters. You know, I would love to get into the rest of these characters and maybe the ending, but let's take a quick break before we do all that.
Sounds good.
Say something cool before we fade out.
Anybody who wants to bankroll us on a heist, we're open for suggestions.
Peace out. Welcome back, buddy.
We are back.
Yes, we are.
Back after the break.
That's correct.
We are back with our season 2 of our Thunderbutts podcast, where we talk about where it's titled Scripted, and we are talking about films, and we are comparing the scripts to what was on screen. Yep. This is episode 3. We're talking Ocean's 11.
That's right. What was on the page to what was on the screen. Last we were talking about Matt Damon's character and the difference between his written character and what ended up on the screen. Was there any other differences in the characters?
Well, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think... So Matt Damon was not the first person they reached out to for this character.
Okay.
Who do you think they wanted to cast?
Hold on.
You got to think, who was big in 2001?
Chris Tucker.
I mean, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Think whiter.
Oh, hold on. Owen Wilson.
Actually, so incorrect for this character, but I'll follow up on that. The answer is Mark Wahlberg.
That was my next guess. That was 100% my next guess. I used to mix them up when I was younger.
Yep. So Mark Wahlberg shut this down to do other stuff. I believe I believe the film that he wanted to film was Four Brothers with
it's a good movie. Tyrese. Andre 3000.
Yeah, I believe that was it. I could be wrong there, but
I forgot the fourth brother actor.
It was the guy from or no, you said
Tyrese, Andre 3000, Mark Wahlberg,
white dude. I can't remember.
And the white guy. Yep.
Relatively entertaining movie.
It's a good movie. I'm glad that Matt Damon ended up in that role though. In Ocean's 11. Yeah.
He killed it. But to follow up your guess on the Wilson, so the characters, they had two brothers as well that were recruited that were played by Scott Conn and Casey Affleck.
That's right.
So originally,
Garrett Hedlund is the other white guy in Four Brothers. Just had to put that out there.
Originally, that role was they wanted Luke and Owen Wilson
for the brothers
to be the brothers.
Okay,
but they don't really work together too much.
Oh,
and that was kind of a tough. That was a tough ask.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what year the Royal Tenenbaums was.
Well, they also had legitimate conflictions as well, because while this movie came out in 2001, they were both doing other projects as well. I think Idiocracy might have been filmed around that time as well.
Okay,
with Luke
I could see
Wilson.
it. Well, yeah, they were both in Royal Tenenbaums. I wonder what year that was.
Was that the late night? I want to say 98.
That feels like it was in the 90s still.
Yeah.
It was in 2001.
Oh, okay. So, well, that would cause, in terms of
they didn't want to work together, so instead they worked together.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was you had some slight casting stuff there.
Sure.
Otherwise, they generally speaking got the cast that they wanted.
Yeah.
If we want to go back to the script, what was different?
Yeah.
So the tech guy in the script, Linus was
Matt Damon's character.
Or not Linus. The tech guy. What was his name?
You just gave the tech guy the name Linus. That's crazy. The tech guy. What is his name? My phone is loading.
I'm about to drop. So while Luke looks up that name, the name that they were going to use for him in the script was Roscoe Means.
Roscoe Means is a sick name.
Yeah. And there was another. So one thing that was pretty gnarly from the script to the movie, or that was a change, is that the tech guy's character, which in terms of the band of ocean, criminals, he was the guy that was, watching the cameras, and he was like a whiz with like joysticking, whatever, right?
Livingston Dell,
right?
Played by Eddie Jemison.
Yeah, so Livingston Dell was originally, his character Roscoe Means was, he'd have one arm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing was they wanted to still make him a whiz, but he was just going to be doing everything with one arm.
Okay.
And they changed it because they were like, wait a minute, this guy kind of has to, be a con man as well.
Yeah.
And like a one-armed man is going to really stand out.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's like in the fucking security tunnels, like hacking the servers and stuff. They're going to be like, oh yeah, there was a one-armed, like, did you guys hire a one-armed guy? Like, no, they didn't.
And then apparently, like, during, like while they were, kind of talking about this, they were like, hasn't anybody in here ever heard the phrase one-armed bandit?
Yeah. Well, and that's a one-armed bandit is specifically for people who play the slots, like gamblers.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's a little on the nose.
So
that's exactly what I was thinking when you said that he had one arm.
Yeah. And so what's kind of funny is they were like, well, that was supposed to be, because every character, which is also, the characters are scripted, they all have quirks to them.
Sure.
Right. Some of them were changed. Right. And this was a big one that was
the one
changed.
arm. Having one arm is a quirk.
Well, like, I guess an identifier.
Sure.
Not necessarily a quirk on, missing an arm.
He's so quirky.
But so
he has 5 fingers.
Instead they were like, well, we got to make this guy's character stand out other than just being the tech guy. We'll just make him really sweaty and nervous all the time.
Sure.
That's what he was.
Okay.
And that's what translated on screen. And there's the scene, where he wipes away a code and he's got ink on his face.
Yeah, he's got the layout to like get out of like the security tunnels or the crazy hallways, the back hallways of the casino.
Yeah. Each of the characters have these like strange, some more stranger than others, like Bernie Mac's character, his whole thing is he's like super into like his fingers and nails.
So okay, was that in the script?
So that was like, he's like a particular type of person.
Okay, well, so that's like I'm pretty sure that's true about Bernie Mac. Like that was true about Bernie Mac.
His thing with the fingers, like, why is because he's a card dealer.
Oh, I see.
Script. So they're like, he likes to treat his hands really, really nice because
okay, that makes sense.
Day. Yeah.
Well, I've heard a handful of stories of Bernie Mac just like taking really good care, like manicures and stuff like that. like his punked episode. He was like on his way to get a manicure, and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
but that could just all be a coincidence because I mean, who doesn't like a good manicure?
Yeah, I mean, in the following movies, he gets, they do add that in where he's like getting his feet.
Yeah, he's like in a spa getting
yeah.
his hands and feet done.
So, and then like some of the other things about the characters, like the brothers, they bicker all the time. That's like their thing.
So
thing that's in the script. So the
not your friend, jackass.
I believe they call it a grease man.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the grease man,
which is the Asian acrobat,
yes,
right? Character,
yes,
and they recruit him. So that is scripted.
Okay,
but like in the movie, one of the funny things about the movie is that like he only speaks Mandarin,
and everyone understands him,
and Rusty is usually the one to answer back.
He's like, no, that won't work because they tunnel. Yeah,
they have a little like the script though. It's like he's supposed to be kind of silent, but then like they added more like Mandarin dialogue with him, and then obviously when the only time he does speak English, he's just like, "Where the fuck you been?"
Yeah, he gets that one line, and wild choice, Neil, and yeah, he butchers the line, but it stays in because it's funny, and it's like, okay, this is like the one time you hear him speak English. I do like so they added that bit of him speaking Mandarin and like people just seemingly understand him. That wasn't in the script.
Wait, say that again?
Hold on. The grease man, like just speaking in Mandarin and like Rusty or people just like understanding him, that wasn't scripted?
No, he was supposed to be like silent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like
Does he say what the fuck you been in the script?
I want to say no.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost positive.
So they just stuck to just the stoic grease man.
He was supposed to be like this silent, like, and then,
or maybe because he didn't speak English.
There was a little backstory on him in the script because he's like not a criminal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the movie he's not either.
He's like recruited, because he's doing acrobat, like live
so they don't
acrobats.
even in the film they don't even show them recruiting him. They show him like going to
a show,
watch him perform, and then like they're just like leaving and they're like, all right, we got a grease man.
Yeah,
like
George Clooney's like, well, I don't think that looks that hard, and then he like does a double backflip into this thing. He's just like, okay,
he's like on stilts and does like a backflip and lands on other stilts. But yeah, and then they just like leave and get in the car and like drive somewhere else and stuff. They don't show him recruiting at all. They just like find the guy.
Yeah, they just find him.
But it is implied that like Rusty kind of knew him because he's like, which one is he? And he's like, it's the little Chinese guy.
Yeah,
like. Okay, it doesn't narrow it down, but like, yeah, so it's implied that like Rusty like had set it up, sort of thing. But they don't show him getting recruited at all, and that might just because he either didn't talk in the script, but like it's probably because of the bit that like no one can understand him.
Yeah,
or that he doesn't speak English.
Yeah, so that's one of those little things. There was, if we want to talk some more bigger things. I mean, overall, I would say this.
Oh my God, I can't wait until you tell me those bigger things.
I mean, overall, we're kind of putting it under a microscope. Here, but
microscope or big? Which one? Microscopic?
Well, I suppose.
Grande?
I suppose a little bit
how do you
of
say small in Espanol?
Pequeño.
Pequeño. Hey, I was right.
Pequeño.
Pequeño. That's Italian a little bit, isn't it?
Ugh, no.
How do you say small in Italian?
You just like put a spoonful of red sauce in your mouth and gurgle it.
Oh, all right. Sorry for asking.
But so Basher's character, right?
Yeah, Basher.
He's the demolition guy.
Okay, was he British?
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of
so his
he's got a lot of hate online because of Don Cheadle's accent. It gets a lot of hate online.
Yeah, he gets ribbed. I mean, I thought he's fine. I mean, he's supposed to be playing like this Cockney, like and like
he uses a lot of very specific phrases that sound like it's a British phrase, but it's like a made-up British phrase.
Well, he does this thing where it's like,
unless we want to do this job in Reno, we're in Barney.
Yeah, so like
Barney Rubble.
Well, it's like
trouble.
Yeah, it's rhyme talk, which is like a kind of what would be like working class.
But I don't think it's almost like I don't think what's his name? I don't think Basher would like go like home to England, like around the people he grew up with. He's like, oh yeah, we're in Barney, mate, and they're all like, yeah, I know what that fucking means. Like
No,
you know, but
no.
that was the confidence in which that character delivered.
Yeah,
it, you know,
I'm pretty exactly. But like, so like in the movie, the recruitment scene for him is different than the script. So like in the script, like Rusty pulls a job like with him.
Okay.
Like they actually like recruit him like during a bank robbery.
Okay.
And then it's changed to where it's like a robbery. Like Basher's a part of another crew, and it's a robbery gone wrong, and then like Rusty kind of saves him sort of comically as he's like getting arrested.
Yeah.
You know, which I thought was a better way to do that. It was pretty funny.
Well, yeah, and I think they really, I know that they really like analyzed.
You tossers.
Well, here's the thing. In the Rat Pack movie, there's like this scene that like takes place at a like pool table, and that's like the scene where the whole crew is finally together and they're going over the heist. It's the same scene of like when they all go to Ruben's house and they're like explaining like, so you get through the door that you can't open and the soft like, you know, like all it's pretty much that, right? And that's when you see like that's like the first time when you're like learning about the whole Ocean's 11 crew in that scene. And then the modern movie, they were like, okay, so we're gonna introduce all these characters, so by the time you see them all together, you're like, all right, that's the pickpocket, that's the fucking demo guy, you know, that's the grease man. Like you just know who everybody is because they all got like their little intro first. So I'm sure they like scrutinized all their intros just to make sure like we're setting up this character right and we're like doing a specific vibe. Like Basher is a demo guy, but he's also funny. Like Linus is a pickpocket, but he's also like not trying to trade up on his dad's name, you know, that sort of thing.
Bernie Mac's going to create a diversion. He's a diversion guy.
Yeah. We don't even get that about Bernie Mac's, I think. It's like because Bernie Mac's just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Bernie Mac is like, my name's Ramon, by the way. You know.
Must have me mistaken.
Yeah. That's the first person Danny goes to see after he gets out of jail is Bernie Mac's character, I believe. He goes right to the casino and plays the blackjack.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he's like, no, you'll have better chances at this casino after 1 o'clock.
So they can meet him. And then he goes.
And then he meets up and he's like,
Rusty
last I heard, Rusty's, he tells him where Rusty is.
Teaching celebrities how to play poker.
Yeah. I think his name is Frank in the movie.
Frank.
Yeah.
So Frank, his character is employed under a different name because, you know, he can't be employed because, you know, criminal.
Because he's a criminal.
Crime.
Because he's a fancy criminal.
So Basher's recruitment was different, right? And then also, like in the movie, The Heist, Basher says like, okay, they're like, how do we knock out the power? And Basher's like, oh, we're gonna use a pinch,
right?
You know, and the pinch is just like this.
It's like an EMP.
This tech weapon. It's as he said, it's a bomb without the bomb.
Right.
You know, where it just knocks out the power.
Yeah.
You know, because there's like a boxing match going on that night in Vegas.
You talking about the movie? Or the script?
So this is the movie.
Yeah.
Right. In the script, they go and like knock out the power.
Like fucking.
Yeah. They're like, there's this whole deal where like they go and like shut the power off themselves. And the reason they wanted to change that, you know, you got remember it's 2001 and they wanted to make it more like technologically cool.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and also I don't know if you could just I mean I think I like how
personally I think it was a good way to shorten the script.
It was a good way to shorten the script. Also, like, you know, even though like what a pinch I don't think is like a real thing and all that. There's like
it's a real thing now for sure.
Well, like there's like a difference between like cutting the power off of a casino or 3 casinos and setting off a bomb that's not a bomb to cut off like 16 to shut off the power in like 16 Las Vegas blocks. Like there's like some sort of middle ground, and I think like making up the pinch is I think going closer to that edge is better than just like the simple like, oh yeah, we like fucking cut the fucking power in the basement.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, well, how did they pull that off? You
know?
All right, so all the characters, slight differences, but like they pretty much remain the same. How about like the heist itself? Or wait. How's Tessa and what's his face? Is the bad guy and the love interest Tessa and
so a big part of the reason obviously in the movie why Danny Ocean wants to rob these hotels.
Turns out to be a job within a job.
It's not just the payday. It's because, the owner of the hotels like stole his didn't steal his lady. He was just dating his ex.
It's who's with his wife now. Yeah.
So that was scripted.
Okay.
Right. And they stay, outside of like minor dialogue changes and stuff like that, they stay relatively true to that.
Okay.
The stuff that was like more ad-libbed, right, was like the response to it, like finding out there was more of an angrier response, which there was a bit of an angrier response on film. But the thing is that it was kind of like it was all a part of the show. Like
what do you mean?
Sidelining Daniel Ocean so he's no longer a part of the job, right? Because in the movie,
I'm confused what you're talking about.
Well, so like that was sort of a part of it where like Rusty kind of kicks him off the job.
Yeah, in the movie, right?
Right, in the movie.
Okay.
But like more people, like it was scripted more angrily. Like the characters were like, "Oh, what the heck, dude? This is just."
So that the rest of the crew found out it was the Tessa thing.
Yeah, and they're just like they're like, "You're just trying to stick it to this guy and take his money."
Terry Benedict.
And this Terry Benedict guy is known for not just like going after you, but he ruins your family.
Yeah.
Type deal. He bankrupted
his fucking brother-in-law's fucking
towing company.
Yeah, tractor
right?
company, yeah.
And so that was a little bit different, but pretty much the same. And then that was what was seen on screen, is that it was all a part of. It was like a con. It was not only like a heist within a heist, because they're stealing the money, and then he's also wanting to steal his lady back, right? But then it's also a con within the con, because now they're conning the the folks in the casino or whatever to do the heist, but they're conning the team as well to make the team think that like Danny's off the job.
So the team thinks that Danny's sidelined.
Yeah. But he's not.
Oh, okay. I guess that's not too much different, because Linus thinks that Danny's sidelined.
So in the script, right, because in the movie they have this thing where like Danny gets taken by security, right, and then they put him in this room, and then there's this character that like beats him up, right. You find out right away in the movie that the tough guy who's gonna beat him up, he's in on it, and you find out right away.
In the movie you find out that he's in on it.
When it's originally scripted, you don't. It's like he's getting beat up, like they're cutting to scenes of him getting beat up like a bunch of times, to make the audience think that like, oh, he's sidelined and they have to like go rescue him now.
So what? And then like you find out like in the reveal, like this is how it all went down. That's when you find out he left the room and was part of the heist, or was he in that room for the whole heist the whole time?
So like he was like getting beat up in the room the whole time.
Oh, so he wasn't in on it. The guy who's beating him up was not in on it.
No, the guy who's beating up is in on it, but they draw it out longer in the script to kind of convince.
But Danny doesn't go through like the vents and like joins in on the heist at all.
No, he's not in it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they tweaked that, which honestly I like the tweak.
I think it was a good tweak.
Yeah.
Good tweak.
I don't think there's really that much of a.
It's also funny when like he first gets in the room and that big scary guy comes and he like punches him and he's like, "Dude, later." Like, what the fuck?
And he's like, "How's the family? Wife's pregnant again."
Yeah, like again.
Yeah. So they condensed that so it wasn't.
It's funny. It was like really funny for his character too. Like, fucking knocked my wife up again.
Yeah, which I thought was like, I thought that was pretty cool.
It's also, you also get like the Linus and Danny thing too. Like Linus is thinking like, all right, this is my shot, and then like Danny pops up and he's like, really, man? He's like, come on, man, you think I was gonna sit this one out? Like, and like you get the good scene with like the detonator not going off and all that, with them together. Good move.
So
also, you're not gonna also they're really like, we're not gonna keep fucking George Clooney in a room the whole heist. You know?
George, getting his face beat in the whole time.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm gonna fly through some wires, y'all.
So that's the thing too. I mean, like you're dealing,
Hey,
GC is.
Would you rather fly through some wires or not, or lasers? I'm gonna say lasers.
Well, GC's a big actor, right? And he's just like, I just don't want to get my face beaten in for like a huge chunk of this movie.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, it's it's not real beaten in.
Yeah, but like he's also, because like George Clooney, we kind of know George Clooney for like his dramatic roles, type deal. But he was trying to be an action star for a little while. Like with movies like The Peacemaker, right? And that was during.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, that was
Men Who Stare at Goats.
Yeah. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou was after this movie, but I mean, he was trying some different stuff too to maybe broaden his acting chops and him kind of being more involved in more of the action type scenes of this movie. Was him trying to kind of round out, his potential career future.
Is this canon? Is this canon? Is this real?
It's just speculation.
Oh, it's head canon.
Yeah, head canon.
It's real speculation.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Internet speculation.
Okay, I was like, is it your speculation?
I buy into it. When I was reading a little more about it, I was like, I could see that. That kind of makes sense.
Okay, your head canon has been poisoned by the internet's canon. Gotcha.
But so. That kind of rounds out a lot of the as many major differences as there are between the script. But like one of the funnier things that is a trope of Brad Pitt's character Rusty that's not in the script is like
not in the script.
That's not in the script, but it's in the movie.
Okay,
is that like his character in the movie is always eating?
So in my headcanon, when I was a kid, I have this headcanon that at least during these times, 90s and early 2000s, that Brad Pitt pretty much only ate when he was filming movies. He was on that permanent cut, baby. Like, and then like when he was filming, he's like, oh yeah, I got to eat nachos in this scene. Like, because a lot of actors, it's hard to eat food during scenes because like you got to do so many takes and like sometimes the food will turn on you and you're just like, I'm sick of eating this fucking hot dog.
Yeah.
And and when I was a kid, I was like, I bet you Brad Pitt never eats. Like, he barely eats until it's time to film. Because same with like Tyrese. If you watch any of Tyrese's movies, he's always chowing down.
He's always hungry.
And both of those dudes have fucking cut-ass abs. Well, they did, when they were younger, at least.
I'm sure Tyrese, he still probably can.
They're both still in shape, but
Tyrese
I'm saying like
can certainly still do a bazillion sit-ups.
Yeah, exactly. But like in their like prime or whatever, prime Tyrese, prime Brad Pitt, like all those dudes did was eating their movies.
That's a hot slap.
This is full headcanon, but do what you will with that.
So they definitely played with that.
Because when you were talking about each character having a quirk in my head, I'm like, okay, George Clooney's quirk is that he's handsome. Brad Pitt's quirk is that he's handsome and he eats a lot of food. Like Matt Damon's quirk is that he's trying to.
Yeah, that was just ad-libbed, and they kind of even joke around with it. So there's a mistake in the movie, right? And it's the scene specifically where Rusty, Brad Pitt's character, and Linus, Matt Damon's character, it's the first scene where you see Tess, right? And she's like, Matt Damon's like, oh, this is the best part of my day.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's a cut where like Brad Pitt, he's eating a shrimp cocktail.
Okay. Yeah,
right? Standing next to him. And then like
so fancy.
Yeah, and then like there's a mistake where at one point he's holding a champagne flute with the shrimp or a glass with the shrimp cocktail.
Are you about to bring up a continuity error, Neil?
And then the continuity error is he's got a plate all of a sudden.
A plate?
Yeah, like a plate with the shrimp cocktail.
Maybe he had all three. Oh, the shrimp cocktail's on the plate.
Yeah.
Instead of in like a
in like a glass.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So that was like the mistake because they were taking takes and he was eating and he was rifling through
and they're
a
like,
bunch of shrimp.
Brad, you ate all of this again.
Yeah. And they even do a thing. There's that one point where he's like waiting and meeting someone in a scene. He's like mowing on like a sub sandwich or something. He's just like, because he's like always eating, eating or drinking during scenes.
Well, yeah, he does that in a few of his movies from those times for sure. He's just like always fucking slopping food in his mouth.
So that was
an eater.
That was not scripted, and I felt like that was definitely an added effect. And they carried.
That's just the Brad Pitt thing.
Well, they carried it into even the second movie, where
because he's still Brad Pitt in the second movie.
Well, the second movie, they like made a joke because they were doing surveillance on him and they showed him like eating an ice cream and they took a picture of him, like eating an ice cream, when he was doing surveillance. So yeah, but otherwise,
So tell me, the whole heist is the same besides Danny Ocean.
Pretty much. There's some differences in regard because like
the flyer with the hookers. Wait, was that the first one with the flyer, the hooker flyers?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah. So like the fake SWAT team.
So the SWAT team, there was a little bit of
the fake feed of the vault where Bellagio's not on the floor.
The SWAT team, like the police oriented, the SWAT team scene was drawn out a little more in the script, but they just condensed it.
The pinch is the same.
The pinch is not the same.
Yeah, the pinch is not there.
The pinch is not the same, but like
they cut the power.
The ending is.
And does it go? Is it like the same thing where like he's going to call the SWAT team, all that, and then later on we reveal that Brad Pitt or Rusty was the SWAT guy, and like later on they reveal everything.
Get down.
And then they're all in the fucking they're all in the fountain just reminiscing,
having a happy ending, and then they all sort of like go their individual ways.
Which when they filmed that, fun fact, they were like, all right, everyone just hang out and then just kind of leave as you want to. And like I think Clooney left first, and like everyone just started one by one left, and they just like, and Saul, I believe, was the last one staring at the fountain, and it was just like this sweet like goodbye sort of thing.
That's
but they kind of was just like, you guys just decide when you walk away.
Yeah,
sort of
they did have kind of a walk away, so that was a little different, but I mean it was the same.
Yeah, well, it was all like improv or whatever. Like the walk away order was improv.
Yeah, I mean the ending, the scripted ending was still them sort of having, it was they wanted sort of this like the cowboy rides off into the sunset. Kind of moment. And
I will say one of the things that make this movie so good is the editing in this movie.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic editing.
Good coloring too.
Amazing coloring. Yeah, like the cinematography of the movie in general, but like the editing choices where you're flowing, like I said, from scene to scene, things like that, like coupled with like the aesthetic of having like fucking 8 A-listers in one movie, to the point where like there was like a small scene of like Rusty and Danny like driving to a bar that like was cut out originally, and they're like, no, we keep this in just for the vibes, and it's just like there's like Vegas music and them just driving.
The soundtrack. So just from a
soundtrack's tight, just classic Vegas.
Just from a filmmaking perspective,
music.
Because you got to still remember this is 2001. And like from a filmmaking perspective, like making movies or filming in a casino is very difficult because because of the lighting and also the noise.
I will say that
tell me.
Well, what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say.
What you say?
All I was gonna say is that one thing that really made this movie was the editing, like the editing choices. We talked about like transitions and stuff earlier, like the flow from scenes, to the point where like there was even a scene like with Rusty and Danny just like driving from a bar that like originally got cut, but they put it back in just to like keep the vibe. So like there's a lot of amazing editing choices and cinematography going on, like the coloring, the music choices.
The music choices were dope.
The music choices were dope, all classic like sort of Vegas songs at this point. But yeah, the editing, right? The editing though, like really made this into a film for sure. I mean, having like 8 fucking A-listers definitely helped. But yeah.
Well, fun fact, we could do a little fun fact. So
hit me with one.
The Bellagio,
hit me with the fun fucking fact.
They were talking about the Bellagio a lot in the film, right?
Sure. And because the Bellagio, the MGM Grand, and
Caesar's
Palace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and like the Bellagio essentially was like, yo, this is a awesome promotional opportunity for us.
I thought you were gonna be like, yo, you can't rob us, bitch.
No, so they were like, you guys can have free reign, like do whatever you want.
Oh, and they could just they filmed in the Bellagio.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, they were like, you can have free reign, especially when they heard like this cast is just A-listers on A-listers,
sure,
right? And when they kind of found out like who was a part, so they were trying to keep, this cast under wraps because when it came out, like when the trailer for Ocean's 11 came out, people were like, "Oh my God," because a lot of times when you have like a lot of famous people in a movie, they're usually just it's like, "Oh, it's a cameo," or whatever. But no, these are
players. They're mains.
These guests are all mains, and then the Bellagio finds out about this, and they're just like, "Hell yeah, you guys can do whatever you want."
Yeah. That makes sense.
And then
because they're fancy criminals.
Well, so second fun fact: Julia Roberts was like, she was she was at the time $20 million film star.
Oh yeah, I mean
right.
She's a fucking star.
So,
she was Julia fucking. You mean that Julia Roberts was Julia Roberts? Yeah,
Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah.
So
knew that
George Clooney sent her because they knew. So all these actors took big pay cuts for this.
Sure.
And so like George Clooney personally sent her the script and said and sent her the script knowing that she had just she was $20 million of film. He sent her the script with a $20 bill attached to it and said, "I heard you're 20 a film now."
Weird approach. That's something only a handsome person can do.
That's something probably only George Clooney could pay off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a 9-figure film star. Like, I'm gonna send you $20 with this script.
What a Clune dog move!
Read it.
Speaking of like filming in casinos and stuff, what is the Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn? Is it Swingers?
Swingers.
Yeah. They were like stealing shots in the
your
casino.
money, baby.
Yeah,
you don't even know it.
They like I think they got permission to film like the times when they did get permission to film like it was very limited. Or like they just like kind of had to set up. So there's a lot of people in the background of those scenes that are just like regular people in the casino. Like there's moments where you could see like people walking behind and like spiking the lens and stuff like that.
Like, good luck trying to do some of that stuff now with security and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, the filming there. I mean, look,
but they got permission. They got full reign. That's
like
pretty cool.
They had like in the film, they had permission, and then also there was coordination that was done because part of the whole. The whole heist is that there was this big boxing match and they had the 2 heavyweight champions of the world as cameos in the film. The real ones. Lennox Lewis and Klitschko.
Oh, so the boxers in the boxing match were real boxers?
Were real heavyweight champions of the world.
Oh, wow.
At the time.
Wait, there's 2 heavyweight champions?
Well, they had both won separate.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
I think his first name
makes sense.
I think his first name was Vladimir Klitschko. He was like the recent.
So those are real boxers. I was wondering about that because I remember when I was rewatching it and there was like a promo on the TV. I'm like, yeah, they like casted this guy who looked like a boxer.
No, those were
filmed a fake promo.
Those were straight up real heavyweight champions. And then they also had.
What was the budget of this fucking thing?
Yeah, I mean, so the announcers in the film too were like the real.
Yeah, they had the guy. Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah,
guy.
they had the real, and plus the real like HBO like live commentators who did that stuff for HBO Sports.
Jeez.
Those were those voices as well.
Jeez.
In the film, and then they showed some cameo footage of like celebrities in the stands and stuff, and those were all like people who were like, oh yeah, I guess I'll have my face in Ocean's 11 too.
Well, the thing you always hear is like how awesome the vibe was on set, like how good, like how well all the players in that film like got along and stuff. Like, they talk about how like I think there's like there's like a special features. One of the special features, like one of them is talking. It's like, yeah, they'd be like only like 2 or 3 of us in a scene, but like all like the entire cast would still just be on set, just like hanging out.
Yeah, they were hanging out, and those people went on to do movies together in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
And they
all
work
remained
together.
friends, and that's the reason why they made so many of those pictures is because like it's kind of like the dream team.
Well, good people. You're gonna want to work with good people.
Good people want to work with good people.
Repeatedly.
And that's why they're talking about a sequel.
Oh boy,
Ocean's 14.
Oh boy,
they did not get the director back
and a prequel.
Yeah, they're talking about fucking prequel, dude. Okay, well, first off,
the prequel could work.
The prequel might work. It's gonna fucking suck, but like I'm gonna watch it. It might not. Ocean's 8 was good. I don't give a fuck. I liked Ocean's 8, but like
lame.
Ocean's 14. So like Bernie, R.I.P. Bernie Mac, R.I.P. Ruben. I forget the actor's name. And you know Saul's got to be the guy who plays Saul. I don't know if he's around still. You know,
I'm sure. I mean, there's no way because it's 25 years.
First of all, I just want to comment on the state of the fucking internet right now. I'm on the IMDb page for Ocean's 11. There's 13 main cast members of Ocean's 11. So you think the top cast, I don't know if this is going to get on camera, is going to be the 13, right? Okay, here's George Clooney, here's Brad Pitt, here's Julia Roberts, and then here's Cecilia Ann Britt, who played board member number 1. Here's board member number 2, board member number 3, blackjack dealer, and then Bernie Mac. And then we have bartender, security guard, and then Elliot Gould.
Boy.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
Boy, IMDb, handle your shit.
Elliot Gould did pass away. Bernie Mac, yeah, it doesn't even show Saul here. The last person on this list is Explosives Cop for the top cast. Anyway, there's a huge cast in that show, though, so like I can see why that might be jumbled up. It's a very popular film. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, like at least 3 of the 11 are no longer with us.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could see it having the potential to do well. They didn't get the director back. He passed. Steven Soderbergh passed, saying that he thought that the original trilogy kind of did all it could. Which I believe Soderbergh, he retired and then like came back and did Logan Lucky. So that's pretty cool.
I'm not really sure what
he made another heist film, dog.
You would
and kind of nailed it.
I mean, it seems a little silly to even throw that idea around, but you know, it is Hollywood. Prequel, definitely.
I guarantee you at any point in Hollywood for the next maybe 20 to 30 years, there's going to be another Ocean's movie script just floating around. They're going to keep on wanting, like, you know, I don't think they're ever going to not talk about doing another one of those movies.
Here's what I could see. You could do an Ocean series.
Well,
you know,
here's the thing though. The original Ocean's movie was supposed to be like this thing, right? They had the Rat Pack in it, and like it was supposed to be like it was this endeavor to put 11-star, well, not 11, but to have a heist. It was an endeavor for this heist, and it fell short. And then they fucking nailed it. They figured out the formula, is what I'm saying. So they kept on making them, and it would be stupid for them to not try to like recreate that to the point where like heist films take from this formula, you know what I mean? And
they do.
Heist films, the genre of heist films.
This is a non-violent heist film.
This is a non-violent heist film. I do love heist films, but they have a formula to them, and so much so that there are like memes and jokes about the formula. And part of that formula started with this movie. So there's no way that they're never not talking about making another one of these. I don't know if Ocean's 14 is greenlit, but it's going to be hard for it to be good.
Yeah.
I can see it being good. I can see me liking it because I like heist movies, but like,
I don't know. It seems like that could just spell disaster. I mean, the prequel, I would check out a prequel.
You don't have Bernie Mac, bro.
Bernie Mac is awesome. I would check out a prequel. I've heard, you know, I've heard in the internet sphere, Ruben's getting played, you know,
by Seth Rogen,
which I'm like, all right.
I could see it.
They both have hairy chests.
So the prequel is about Danny Ocean. I forget his sister because his sister was Ocean's 8, played by Sandra Bullock, Sandy B. It's about their parents and Ruben, apparently, which could be cool.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably still watch it, but I don't know. The bar's going to be set low.
I think they're going to try to like recreate like the like classiness of the original, you know, and even
I mean, that's why I think they should make a series, because then you could go into like how the hell does one enter into this realm of classy criminal?
But I don't give a fuck.
That would be cool.
I don't give a fuck about the origin of Danny Ocean. I don't. I mean, okay.
Can a kid dream?
Yeah,
it's for all the dreamers out there.
Listen, when in Ocean's 11, we are just dropped into this world where these like handsome people with fancy suits are talking about robbing casinos, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have to put a fucking Susan B. Anthony on top of a fucking crystal chandelier," and you're like, and like they understand what each other are talking about, and you're like, "Okay, this is intriguing. I'm along for the ride. I don't know what they're talking about, but damn, I'm leaning forward." You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to watch a prequel where they find out what the fuck a Susan B. Anthony means. I don't need that. I don't need it.
Well, there's some young dreamers out there who want to enter into this lifestyle. This could be a roadmap for them.
Oh, that's the angle you're going. I was wondering why you kept saying that.
Yeah.
So people who want to be criminals.
Let a kid dream, but like non-violent crime.
You keep on taking this angle as like watching this and then like being persuaded or being influenced.
This is inspiration.
Being influenced, inspired in order to be a criminal.
The casinos, they get their money back from insurance. Who are we really robbing here? It's a victimless crime.
Well, I mean, that's the whole part of the second one is Terry Benedict got all his money back, but he still went after them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's Terry Benedict.
Rob, the house always wins. What do you mean who's really getting hurt? They knocked out like companies? 8 security guards.
Yeah, but they're okay. They're workman's comp.
Dude, when I was
workman's comp.
You think they're really paying? Like when I was a security guard, me and like this dude.
You were a mall security guard though. These are hoity-toity like.
Can
casino.
I finish?
Okay.
Can I finish?
All right.
It's okay.
You
I
can
don't wanna
cook.
say it anymore.
You want to cook?
No.
Continue to cook.
I've microwaved and eaten. I don't know. Come here, Ada. There's Ada right here.
Well, I'll say this. If we're going to kind of compare this little analysis to the last two movies, we kind of...
The last two movies?
The last two movies.
Oceans 12 and 13?
No. I'm saying Tropic Thunder and Rush Hour.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of went into a progression of off the rails, skeleton crew, and now they've kind of we're sort of following the script here.
I mean, yeah, it's the first one we did that isn't a comedy as well.
Yeah,
we went with the heist, I guess action, but
so
heist.
what are we thinking? Should there be? I mean, I don't know. Comment below. Should filmmakers follow the script or should they not?
Would you say that they followed the script? I think
percentage-wise, I would say the script was followed like 70+%.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I was going to like about to say like I feel like the difference between most scripts and the film are like 80, but like yeah, I could see 70 actually. Like you're barely ever going to get a 1-to-1.
No, yeah. 1-to-1, that's rare.
I mean,
rare.
there are impossible. There are a few 1-to-1s out there. There's a few 1-to-1s out there, but like you're not going to see them super often, because there's always going to be something on set or something like that. And a lot of times you'll find scripts that are 1-to-1, and that's just because you got like a production script. You know what I mean? But as far as them sticking to the script, I gotta say, Rush Hour, I'm glad they didn't stick to.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, the whole thing is like the new script might have been very close to, because clearly what we got was like version 1. The script that like Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan read is probably very close.
Sure.
It might be very close is what I'm trying to say. And then Tropic Thunder, yeah, I mean that I think that was a good script is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is like, if you hadn't seen the movie and just read the script, would you be like, damn, I want to watch that movie?
Ocean's 11?
Yes.
Yes.
Took a long time to answer that.
Yes, I would. Because I was thinking the hardest thing for me.
What was hard for you?
I mean, the original script was pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was long.
So it got cut down a bit.
Yeah. I think I saw some figures for like 140. Like I'm talking the original script was like 140 some odd pages, which is girthy. What do you think, Aiden?
For those at home, if you don't know, a page of a script, the rule of thumb is that a page of a script equates to a minute of screen time.
Yeah.
That's it's more or less that. But that's something that like they hold you to when you're selling a script, when you're reading a script, when you're writing a script. If it's 10 pages, they're like it's 10 minutes. So yeah, that'd be a 140-minute flick. I don't know the runtime of what the movie ended up being.
It was like 2 hours.
Yeah, so I mean, you know,
pretty standard.
An hour 56 minutes. So yeah, I mean,
yeah. Damn, I was 4 minutes. I was almost right.
You were pretty.
There.
I mean, you got it. You nailed it. So it seems like there was a bunch of maybe exposition, character introduction, and like the whole Danny stuck in the thing. I feel like those are the two biggest things: is Danny being stuck in the room the whole time, and the pinch thing. Those are like the two big changes. But other than that, it sounds like I would have wanted to, if I read that script without watching the film. Hey, you gotta warn people before you do that. We got hot mics over here. It sounds like I would have wanted to watch the film, which isn't something that was said for some of these other scripts that we read.
No, yeah, that's true.
All right, well, I mean, that's all I got. You got anything else?
That's all I got.
Ada, you got anything?
You know, I would say. Leave a comment. Let us know. What do you want to see? What do you want us to watch?
Yeah, we do. You know, if you want to like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate that.
Really appreciate that.
If there's any scripts you want us to read,
that.
Yeah, if there's any scripts you want us to read, go ahead and comment below. Do you want to say something? Not you, Ada. Do you want to say something cool before we? Ada, do you want to say something cool before we fade out?
Before we fade.
I'm holding this face until you do.
Let's go pull a Susan B. Anthony.
I don't think it's actually Susan B. Anthony. Is it? I just like pulled that out of my ass as an
They had a bunch of goofy terms.
Yeah, it's like a fucking. Oh, we got to do a MacGyver with the lemon twist. I should have remembered some of them for this.
I'm gonna dump a bunch of olive oil on you, and you're gonna be the grease man.
And that's a wrap.